Would you say that Gaddafi's days are numbered, or is it too soon for that?
Hi, John. Yeah, it is too soon to tell whether or not his days are numbered. He has a really genuine ability to hold on. He has been in power for 42 years, far longer than other contemporaries of his who have really, stepped down in timely or untimely ways over the last decades. It's important to remember he is really the true revolutionary of the region. He took power at the age of 28, and he really showed his grit then, and he really has for decades. So ousting him is going to be very difficult to do. Those who have even alleged that he might be able to accept some kind of package like Ben Ali or Mubarak to resign or retire. I mean, quite frankly, it's nonsense. This is a man who will, in fact, stay true to his word and hold on till his dying day.
So the question is, how violent will this get? How much blood will be spilled? And there's also these reports of mercenaries taking up positions around refineries, presumably to set them on fire. So how bad will this get?
Exactly. So he will hold on, and he will use mercenaries, his secret police, and other allies, whomever he can find, mercenaries loaned from African armies or other countries. And he will be brutal because we have very little media presence from the West covering it. And in any case, his relations are not such with the West that he fears any kind of sanction or reprobation. So he is going to be as brutal as he needs to be to hold on town by town, city by city. And yes, he will position mercenaries and others around oil fields and refineries in order to either burn them or to protect them, whatever the case may be. He may not even have decided what he wants to do with them. But clearly those are very important for the sustenance of the economy and his personal wealth. So that's something that we should be looking to in the next couple of days.
And in the last hour or so, we heard from the Libyan leader. He seemed incoherent. He rambled at times. But then again, he often seems incoherent and he often rambles. But was there anything about that speech which says to you that this time it's different?
No, not really. What's different, of course, is the scale of the risk to his longevity, to his grip on power. A lot of these leaders in the Arab world are surrounded by a coterie of yes men who tell them what they want to hear. And he's no different. He's been told by his security services, we have this under control, we can manage this, you'll be fine. And then they wind up listening to that advice for a few days too long, and it winds up being too late. So, for example, he had said that he would eventually want to convene the People's Congresses in order to create a tribal reconciliation and push for ground democratization and so forth. It's really too late for that as well. If he had done that maybe a few days ago, that would have led to something. So I think right now it's very much anyone's game, and they're just improvising. Everyone is improvising on the ground
on this score, is there any credible opposition leader within Libya who could take his place? Or if Gaddafi goes, do we just end up with Somalia with oil?
That's one way of looking at it, though it is actually, on a per capita basis, quite a wealthy country. It used to be very educated. They used to train the oil, the petroleum, geologists and other elites from the Persian Gulf countries, and now look how those countries have overtaken Libya. But it does have a fair amount of infrastructure and so forth. Much of the population is concentrated along the coast. So it is it's not outside of reason that if they do create a new system of government, that the country could continue on a path towards development relatively easily, in the same way that Tunisia can. So it's better to maybe compare to Tunisia. But of course, you're right, the country does not have a government outside of Gaddafi himself. So post-Gaddafi, absolutely no one can plausibly lay out a system or even sketch what the government would look like. There is no clue as to what that will be.